On this episode of Ice Vikings.
It's like with the wind chill, probably minus 45 today. As soon as we pulled up the bomber here, it stalled out and we couldn't get it back started.
It isn't the usual suspects.
That's pretty bad, eh?
There's nothing here now. Our whole year's salary was on this winter.
What a day this is turning out to be.
If I start to cry, will someone give me a hug? Please.
You gotta be a little crazy to do this. Why do you want to come out in 40 below and push it? Woo!
That is very good fishing. It is worth it if you're catching fish.
That's the smell of money, baby.
Just another day in paradise, living the dream.
The crack outside of Gimli has been active most of the season. It's continuously moving and breathing through the winter, and it can take as fast as it can give, creating danger for anyone who takes for granted that there's still flowing water below their feet.
When a large chunk of ice dislodged from the shore, stranding 2 men out fishing.
The crack split right on them, right through their tent. Trucks are always going down, so the lake is constantly moving.
2 Manitobans dead and has fishermen warning of the dangers.
You try not to think about that on a daily basis, but there's any sort of number of things that can happen that you wouldn't expect.
It's dangerous. People die every year on Lake Winnipeg.
So we got a strap. We'll grab the other strap, Joel.
In the caboose.
In the caboose. Text Trevor from the lake. Sent the boys back to shore to get the trailer. Take the walkies.
Near Hecla, Chris Christensen and his nephew Joel Goodman are responding to an urgent call for help.
This could be a little different now. I've been texting with Trevor down the road, so we're going to start the day with a mini rescue mission.
Chris's son Trevor and his crewman Matt are stranded miles from shore. Their bomber suddenly won't start.
If I start to cry, will someone give me a hug? Please, common courtesy, if not a
It's okay, Uncle. We'll get your bombardier back.
I know they're not stuck. They got there on the bombardier. Whether they're having fuel issues or spark issues. If the bombardier's been moving, maybe we can get it going. If not, we'll just tow it in.
Today is bitterly cold, nearly minus 45 Celsius. Exposed skin can freeze in minutes, so anyone caught outside is in danger of frostbite or hypothermia. Trevor and Matt have been stranded now for nearly 3 hours.
It can't stay on the lake. It's going to be minus 30, minus 40 all week. We can't leave it out there.
The first priority is the safety of the fishermen, but it's also critical to get Chris's bomber off the ice to avoid any disruption to the season.
1 kilometer north. Okay,
You know where that is?
pretty much.
Okay, so let's go find him. Okay, and you got gas? I think it's all of this,
I
eh?
guess I could just follow their tracks.
Trevor and Matt got an early start, so they've been on the ice for nearly 3 hours. It could take another hour to reach them.
That's pretty deep.
We're driving in heavy snow. They're down a foot underneath the snow. I don't like the skis. The skis are wrong.
Too heavy.
I think so. Up against the shore there, it's hard to see. Because the bombardier kind of looks black, eh?
It looks like there's something right there, but
Recent heavy snow makes for slow travel, costing Chris and Joel even more time. The clock is ticking on Trevor and Matt.
we'll just follow their trail. We'll find them.
He's not lost.
He's just cold.
Just cold, yeah.
We got no power.
85 kilometers south in Gimli Harbor.
It just shut off. She was running really good, then just shut right off.
Jean and Candace Pischke are having bomber trouble of their own.
I got lights, headlights. Something happened with the fog lights. Something killed everything. Today we got 8 nets. We got to get them. It's supposed to blow tomorrow. So we got to kind of get them today. Not a good start to the day. The bombardier all of a sudden just quit. This day is already. This day is done.
The Pischkes can't afford to lose a day. To make quota and save their year, they're working 7 days a week.
I don't know if we should go out there or not.
And just like that, the bomber is running again.
That's always a good feeling.
I don't know what. We were just, stopped and looked at things. So it's just quit. So it's the first time that's happened.
I'm just about stressed out. I need vacation, but it's way too early in the season to think about vacations or just time off. So yeah, this stress is building.
With bad weather in the forecast, the Pischkes need to lift nets and get their catch home today.
So we'll go. Kind of can't really afford not to go.
Good thing it waited a few minutes and it started up again. But still, you know what? It's going to be a day where you're wondering, is it going to start?
Two months into the season, Jean and Candace were on pace for their quota until recently when the fishing began to slow.
We'll see what there is today. I'm hoping that we get a box per net would be nice, but I just don't think so. February is always that way, and just hoping if we can get 500 pounds today, I'd be happy with that.
It's dropping off now, but we expected that. I'm just really glad that we got what we got at the beginning.
What a day this is turning out to be. It's nothing like a little bit of stress for a guy, eh?
With recent snowfall and the crack still actively moving, every crossing must be evaluated.
We're gonna go across that crack. Let's hope that it's sealed up.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it looks like it held together.
Let's get out there.
Alrighty, give her to go.
Candace crosses first on the snow machine. She'll determine if Jean is safe to cross with the much heavier bombardier.
Yeah!
Good!
That's the best crossing we've had in a couple days. In a couple more days, it's going to be all f***ed up from the cold weather. It's been a real nightmare, this crack this winter. Yeah, you follow whatever you want. I'll follow you.
The plan is to start with the nets furthest away from shore and work back in.
Nice, eh?
Their day starts with some promise.
Not bad for pickerel, though, eh? That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Okay, today we're going to get 3 out here.
Outside of Gimli, on Moonlight Bay. Richard and Mike Bjarnason are also dealing with brutally cold conditions.
Oh, Jesus. I guess we're getting into an Arctic high. It's been like this for the past close to a week. Temperatures hovering around 51 with a wind chill.
Oh, it's just brutal. With that wind chill, it feels like about 45, and then when you're on the machines, it feels like you add another 10, 15 degrees.
There's a conspicuous absence today. Richard and Mike are, once again, a crew of just 2.
We weren't getting that much on shore, so we really don't need an extra guy.
Hired hand Sheldon Vermette is nowhere to be seen.
Dad says we don't really need the help anymore. Good buddies and like a brother, but stuff happens and Dad's ship and his quota we're doing, so.
We just figured we didn't need him anymore, like the 2 of us could handle it, and figure, we'll just do it ourselves. And
if it was up to me, I probably would have kept him on, but.
I'll see.
We'll be okay. We'll manage.
Short-handed or not, the challenge today is to lift 8 nets, including the 3 that caused big trouble for Richard the last time out.
We had missed them the other day. We missed the inside one. And then there's 2 more. We had cut the anchor line, and then we couldn't fish it up, so we had to leave it. But we'll try to pick her up today.
We'll take it net by net. The first 5 there, they're really nothing in them.
With the fish slowing down, the Bjarnasons can't afford to skip any nets. Today they must lift the 3 they missed last time out.
We're running dangerously low on bombardiers.
This is where they've been lifting, looks like.
Back near Hecla, Chris and Joel continue their rescue mission. Trevor and Matt are stranded on the ice after their bomber died miles from base camp.
You can see something in the distance.
Ay, 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 a slush pocket.
That's water. Hey, you just went over water.
In winter, Lake Winnipeg is a minefield. Despite weeks of cold weather, strong currents under the ice and an insulating layer of snow produce soft spots on the surface. These slush pockets can bog down a bomber or swallow it whole.
Oh, you see it?
It's so hard to tell. Looks like there is something there.
The temperature is nearly minus 50 degrees Celsius with the wind chill. Trevor and Matt have been stranded for hours, putting them at risk for frostbite and hypothermia.
You. Why is it always you? If it isn't the usual suspects.
As soon as we put it in neutral here, it stalled out.
We've just been waiting in the lifting caboose, which luckily started, and we've been able to kind of keep warm in there. But today was a pretty tough day.
Yeah. Hold it.
These freaking idiot boxes. There's gas in there.
I'm sure I did flood it. I mean, I was pumping it when we...
Turn it over?
Yeah.
Pumping, eh?
If Chris can restart the bomber, Matt and Trevor can limp back to shore with the heat on. If not, they'll need to be towed.
We got out here with the intention of heading up way north to our far north gang, and as soon as we pulled up the bomber here, it stalled out and we couldn't get it back started. We didn't bring the side-by-side or anything else out today, so we're kind of stuck.
Okay, it's in neutral, right?
Not right now.
It's pretty damn cold, so I'm glad my dad came to the rescue.
Cranker.
Turned it over the first time, it backfired once, and turned it over again, and it did a simultaneous backfire, it went full, and then it was like one side and then the other side backfired. It was weird.
Okay, this has got to go home. That doesn't sound too good to me.
Hopes for an on-ice resurrection have faded. The bomber must be towed back to shore, loaded onto a trailer and sent for repair. It's a blow to Trevor's schedule.
Days are right off. We're not going to be using the bomber. They got to use theirs to go lift their nets, so I've got to figure something out for tomorrow.
Losing Chris's bomber today is big trouble for Trevor. With his own bomber in for repair, he's scrambling for a solution.
Guess we'll try to give you a ride home. Here, I'm going to give you something.
Saw you got these.
That's it for today. That's our day pretty much done. We started off early too. We made a point of starting off early, but which kind of backfired on us because we've been waiting out here for hours now. Oh well.
Trevor will steer the dead bomber, which allows Matt to ride with Chris and Joel.
Uh-oh, there he goes. Now you know why you don't want to fish any further away from shore than possible.
Finally on their way home, a new problem has emerged. Matt's feet are now causing him excruciating pain. Frostbite is the biggest concern. Extreme cold can cause permanent tissue damage, and extremities like fingers and toes are most vulnerable.
Well, that was about 100 pounds in that net, eh?
That's pretty good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Back near Gimli.
Oh, heavy.
Is it?
Almost like there's current or something today.
Very well could be.
Yeah.
Last time out, Gene debated about mesh sizes, actually swapping some nets that were performing well in order to target larger fish.
We were right on target till last week. Had a few bad days.
But we're expecting that anyway.
Yeah, February's here, but the countdown is on. Kind of need so much per week just to have that little bit of a cushion at the end in case it gets really bad.
How's your hand?
It's sore. around with the auger trying to get the spiral on. And I grabbed it and rammed my operated thumb on the. So it's gonna be a long day.
But you don't stop it. Just let it.
I know, but
drop.
I didn't
Don't
think.
Stop it.
Still recovering from off-season surgery, it's the second day in a row Gene has accidentally bashed his hand.
I'm just not the brightest bulb at times. It didn't give me time to think. I just went in there and bang. I sure feel it today.
Beauty.
This is the type we were fishing last winter to get away from whitefish, but this year I want whitefish, so we're gonna switch out the next ones. That's a tub filler, eh?
Tub filler. Ooh.
That's a bonus. Look how fresh he is, eh?
Yes.
They're not supposed to be in these nets, so you imagine what's really down there, eh? But you only catch a few feet on each side of your net. It's amazing the amount of fish that's in this lake. They know I'm weak. The fish can sense it. They do whatever they want with me. It's like Candace some nights.
I sent you weak too.
A bit of breathing room on the quota would be a real lift for the Pishkies.
A little bit of a surprise here. I think that was an empty tub and we might almost fill it up. Right on. Okay.
Oh, I can't even feel the roof come off.
Near Hecla. As Chris tows Trevor home, the pain in Matt's frozen feet is getting worse. Matt's best bet is to take off his boots and get his feet closer to the heater. Rubbing them will improve circulation and fight off potential long-term damage from frostbite. They're still 30 minutes from base camp.
We were about there for 3 hours, roughly sitting out there in the cold. We had the heater going on in the lifting caboose, but it wasn't doing justice. Like, body temperature was staying good, but both of us, our feet just would not warm up. And then by the time that Chris got out, I just hopped in the bomber because I couldn't feel my feet.
Tell him just to follow us.
Just stay behind us, okay? I was thinking about passing you.
With his day of fishing ruined, Trevor is trying to keep things in perspective.
We'll see. It's just too hard to come up here every single day. Like, everything keeps breaking. It's getting way too hard to keep up with. It's costing me way too much freaking money, too.
There's one final hurdle before returning to shore.
Okay, I got Slush here.
Chris needs to find a safe way around the slush pocket they drove through on their way out.
So I was gonna go pull everything up.
Okay, let's see if we can get you through this. Touch wood.
With 2 tons of dead weight behind him, Chris has no choice but to go forward.
You don't want to back up. You want to go forward. If you can't get through it, then you got to go around it.
Chris needs to break trail in heavier snow. There's only one way forward, and that's with the throttle wide open.
This is my best friend.
Near Hecla, Chris has navigated around the soft ice, getting the guys one step closer to safety.
So I took a chance, just hoping that for a little further south, we got through it.
Now, back on shore, the dead bomber must be taken to a local garage for repair. As for Matt's feet,
My baby toe and the other one beside it, I can't move still, but they're the two that don't matter the most, so as long as I keep my big toe, I'm fine.
I gotta make a plan for tomorrow, I guess, because we do have to get to our nets and get everything cleaned up. So I've got to make a few calls and just figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
We're done with it for the day. We'll try again tomorrow.
it's a bad week for the Christiansens. Trevor's bomber is still in the shop, and now one of Chris's needs repair.
God knows. Froze up bombardier, gas, electrical, who knows?
For 40 years, Chris has kept his equipment running with Band-Aids, chewing gum, and a motley crew of local mechanics.
It's not just going out and fish and getting a few fish. It's everybody else who's helping you along the way. Like I said, it's a fellowship. If you don't have all those fellows, you can't have a ship. A fellowship of miscreants, pirates. Okay. Let's go home.
We're looking for the peg, like where we cut the anchor line. I got a little bit too close. Has to be the one.
On Moonlight Bay, Richard and Mike are on the hunt for 3 missing nets.
I had it marked with a stick, but Christ.
An anchor line goes straight down from the hole to the bottom of the lake, holding nets in place on either side.
I remember it was in a straight line.
Was it?
Yeah.
Has to be this one or the one before.
Oh.
I think it might be the one before.
There's some confusion about the exact location of the missing nets.
You figured it back there, but I figure it's here. The pegs were pretty well in line. That was pretty close. Yeah. You'll try one more up ahead.
One more. Trying to find which one we had, which one we cut.
I'll check this one and see if then we'll go back.
Richard and Mike find one of the nets, but discover they can't lift it by hand.
We tried to get her, but we couldn't get it. The current was too heavy, so it just rolled the nets. No, we couldn't get her this time because with all the panic and all that, I thought I forgot to put up a marker, but just have to wait till next time. Let's just leave it for the next lift. We'll just go back in. We had too many things on our mind, and if we would have marked it, it would have been fine, but we didn't. That's all right. We'll go inshore.
Frustrated again, Richard and Mike move on, hoping the next 2 nets are easier to deal with. But now must cross back over the ice ridge.
Take a gander here. Yeah, she opened pretty good. Just put a little bit of snow on there, eh, Mike?
Oh yeah. That's pretty wide though, isn't it?
The intense cold has caused the ice to shrink and the crack has opened up. They need to fill in the hole in order to get home safely.
He's good. Yeah, there's some right here.
This is just ice that was made a few days ago. That's a floating piece.
Driving over in this location again leaves the crossing completely compromised. Mike will need to find a new path with the snow machine.
Gonna check in on 4 here. We replaced the smaller nets, and I don't know, maybe it's a mistake.
Near Gimli. After a long soak, Jean and Candace are back to check on their new nets.
I have 8 nets total today, and weather's cooperating. Nice day out. I'm kind of excited to see what's in them.
Yeah, we're kind of anxious to see what's in these because, like I said, we did switch them out last time we went to smaller nets.
It was pretty damn good, the last 2 nets. We left one in. This one, I guess we'll switch them out, I don't.
Despite good results with their last lift, Jean decided to change up some nets, hoping to catch even more fish.
So I'm hoping that these ones outcatch the ones we're replacing by a half a tub. Then that'll make sense to me. Life will be in order.
It was looking really good last week, but you know, with fishing, you're catching really good one day, and the next week you're not catching anything.
Not bad, eh?
Not too bad. Keeps up.
It looks like the whitefish have left.
Well, once we get further out,
yeah,
more whitefish.
Should be more. Need a couple shots. That's what we need. In clusters.
Need a tub filler. Another tub filler. Seem to drop off a little bit here now. It's kind of scary. We'll see. Might not have been a good idea.
The first net of the day is disappointing.
Clean, but not great, eh? I was expecting a half a box of whitefish with this.
There's never a good time for bad fishing, but right now the Pischke's bills are adding up.
I had to buy 2 batteries for each truck. My backup truck, battery is frozen solid at minus 40. Power steering pump went, transmission lines, you name it. And odd sounds coming from the bombardier now. And that cold weather took a toll, I think, on people and equipment.
Our whole year's salary was on this winter because we didn't fish in the spring or in the fall. Didn't have the boat in the water, and now the bombardier on the ice. We really gotta put it together and make sure that we get what we need this winter. Or there's some bills that might not get paid. 7 nights.
7. Leave them 9 or 10, I think.
Especially when there is no whitefish in them, it can be left longer.
That's strange, though.
Like I said, it just warmed up, so next lift it could be really good.
Yeah, I hope.
I don't know what the answers are either.
Gene's experiment with the new mesh sizes is a bust.
I shouldn't have did that.
You shouldn't have did that. Lots you shouldn't have did. Like switch those nets out. I told you we shouldn't switch them out.
Yeah, I know.
Now what? We have to set again or switch out again.
Well, we'll set 8 more, whatever. Does it give me day or what?
Should be. That's just frustrating.
I know. I'm a frustrating individual, right?
That's the thing. You really don't know. You think that you got the world by the tail, and then next week you're chasing after fish again, now we're ripping our hair out thinking what we're going to do. So.
That's pretty bad, eh?
That's bad. There's nothing here now.
It's okay. You can yell at me later.
In Gimli Harbor, the Pischke's are realizing Gene's decision to swap out nets is a huge mistake.
I think the whitefish has moved. They were down here last time, even in the 4.5, we didn't get a whole lot. Feel something there. Even the pickerel disappeared here too. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a couple pretty lean weeks, eh? If I fail, she fails, and vice versa. And so then you can't pay the bills. You have to succeed. And the pressure is there. The pressure is always there. I'm gonna have to start staying up later and thinking at night.
You should.
I have to think of a plan.
You should stay up all night and work out a new plan, okay?
My plan sucks?
Yeah, but it's bad. We shouldn't have pulled anything and shouldn't have switched anything out. It's not what we were expecting.
This year, I thought we had it in hand, under control, the quota. The way the fish has dropped it through the cold weather, and I shortened up when I shouldn't have.
I'm not happy, but what can you do? You got to do it. You got to go out, and it's just harder. It's harder at this time of year to set because the ice is so much thicker now, and.
Because I'm not always right, and I'll admit that. I would like to think I'm always right, but But she listens to me too often sometimes, and maybe she should just say it. No, we're leaving this gang of nets in, and we're doing this.
After a lousy day fishing, the Pischke's have to consider all options. Do they switch back to the original net sizes or set more nets further from shore?
We'll try to do 12. We'll try to.
On Moonlight Bay. Today, Richard and Mike are back on the lake searching for their missing nets.
I was worried about this one. I thought it might be frozen.
It's a cold one today. Holy cow.
A polar vortex is locked in over the lake, driving the mercury down to minus 53 degrees Celsius with the wind chill.
Skidoo won't go, so I should have put it in the shed, but I didn't think it was going to be this cold.
With no snow machine to pull lines, every net must be lifted by hand, keeping the Bjarnasons outside in the elements that much longer.
Nah, we would have to pull under by hand, and it's a lot more exhausting.
This one has to be broken out. He's completely frozen.
The fresh catch is freezing within seconds of being pulled to the surface.
Doesn't take long for the fish to freeze. Lucky their short nets are 80-yarder, so Still, when this cold too, nothing's really much fun today.
Oh my God. Hey.
Then, more trouble for the Bjarnesons.
Oh boy. I'll have to maybe leave her for a bit. She's cold.
The extreme cold claims another victim.
She's so cold, I just shut the bomber off for a while, then tried to start it, and she couldn't. Too cold. Tried the other batteries, and I guess they were in the bomber, so they wouldn't start. They were dead.
Nothing working. Skidoo didn't want to start this morning. Bomber calved on the first net, so it's pretty brutal today.
The ice is stronger up here because of all the islands. It walks in and it doesn't move as much. But when it does move, it makes a big crack.
North of Gimli, near the Christensen camp. Chris's bomber is back in action, so Joel is taking it to join the rest of the crew lifting nets.
Keep chopping, I gotta get it flat. But watch out on this side, because I went right in. Watch out too close, you go in there too. You gotta stand up here if you want to go anywhere, but be careful. Oh, there I go. This is all water.
A pressure ridge is formed, and the crew needs to knock it flat before they can cross. But there's a second problem. A second layer of ice, known as shelf ice, makes the situation extra treacherous.
Should be fun.
Shelf ice is unpredictable and forms when one ice sheet slips over another. Its thickness can be impenetrable, even to a large ice auger.
I don't know about this.
Me neither.
There's ice underneath it. Look at how far the slush goes.
You want to go down to the island where we usually cross?
Well, you better work on it.
Are you going to go take a look?
It's -6. Tonight's going to be -16, and tomorrow it's going to be -36. So you're going to have a 30-degree temperature change here in a 24-hour period. You'll go from slush to frozen solid. The ice just keeps dancing.
While the crew knocks down the ridge, Chris scouts for a safer location to cross.
Oh, God.
On Moonlight Bay, Richard and Mike's bomber won't start, but they catch a break. They flag down an angler passing by who offers them a boost.
There's nothing to be worried, but drive a bus and tank on your... Just a bit of the movement scares the shit out of you.
Should be okay now.
It's still brutally cold, so they can't risk shutting off the bomber again.
It's pretty nasty out here, so we'll have to just keep the bomber running for the rest of the day. You cut it or what? You cut it again or what? I don't know what the hell.
More bad news. Richard has just accidentally cut another anchor line.
Jesus Christ. I guess we'll have to go to the other end and pull her.
Where, here?
Mike must go to the previous hole and pull on the net to remove the slack, bringing it closer to the surface.
Jesus Christ.
With the anchor line cut, the net drops well out of reach. He must now go fishing for his own net, using anything he can find as a hook.
Oh. Mighty.
But it's one more thing that's not working today.
I'll go to the next one. Gee. Jesus!
Richard, it seems, is close to his breaking point.
Christ.
Now he's gonna try again over there. I'll hold tight here and then he'll try it.
Richard has no choice but to work barehanded, and fingers are freezing in seconds. He keeps a bucket of hot water on hand for this very reason.
Oh my God. Jeez. Oh, that's what you call insta-freeze. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm just frozen.
To Mike's relief, Richard calls it a day. With a goal today of lifting 12 nets, the final count is 4.
This isn't ideal at all. Like, there's a lot of water there.
80 kilometers north of Gimli. Joel and the rest of Chris's crew wait for his return. He's scouting for a safe spot to cross the ice ridge with not 1, but 2 bombers.
If he comes back where we used to cross down there, it's a bit better. It might be, who knows? There's water everywhere as far as you can see. Like, we could cross this if we flew across, but I don't.
That's where I went.
With so much flooding, one step in the wrong spot is enough to send a person right through the layer of shelf ice.
That's scary. It feels like you're just not gonna stop falling. So just gonna fly over here.
Like over there, you could probably cross, but
Chris is running out of options to reach his nets on the other side.
let me try with one bombardier. If it's no good, then someone's gonna have to go down there and cross. Just follow my snowmobile trip. Okay.
Look at that. That snapped it just like I thought. I'll get your camera, Chris.
Close the door yet?
Yeah, it's all busted out.
How bad is it?
It's not great.
Chris has made it over, but the shelf ice has collapsed and the crossing is now flooded. There's no way to safely get the second bomber over in this location.
I don't know if you want to go across this. I mean, if you had another trail, it would be better to go over.
Yeah.
Is there one right there?
I'll just go down there and cross.
Without me.
Go down there with the bomber. Meet me there.
The challenge now is to find another location where the second bomber can cross.
We'll get over, and then the next part's going to be getting home. Yeah, we're going up where we used to cross. It's a little longer of a drive, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Better than putting this in the water.
Next to shore, the crew again begins breaking down the hardest and highest sections of the ridge.
There, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. This is what you want. Get this out of here. I want the big chunks gone. That way I can fly. Behind you, Jordan. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'd rather break something getting across and put that thing 3 feet in the air than to spend the rest of the winter trying to figure out how to fish a bombardier from the bottom of the ice. But if anybody's going in, I'm going in, so I'm taking the bombardiers across. Yeah, come in at an angle so you don't f it up for my bombardier. Try to come like this. And then that way you can make a path for them. There's a chunk right there I don't like. Right there, Joel. Good God, why they don't give you forks at home, do they? I wouldn't tell them to do something I wouldn't do myself, so that's just the way it's going to be. Can you just get out of the way? Move your bombardier, Joel. Cross your fingers, put the foot to the floor, close your eyes and go. And you get out. I don't want you in here. Yeah, no, you're not. Get across.
80 kilometers north of Gimli. Chris needs speed to get his second bomber over the pressure ridge. The bomber is on the other side, but the crossing was rougher than Chris expected.
Can't stress it any harder how important it is to get it level. You were in here, you'd know. Oh my God. Just so hard on the bombardier. I don't mind getting over, but how do I get back?
As the crew moves on to start lifting nets, Chris evaluates what's left of the crossing.
Nothing good about that. I mean, that's all gonna freeze tomorrow. But we gotta come back across here somehow. I don't know how yet. We're on the wrong side of happiness right now. It's gonna change over the day. It's not gonna think about it. It's gonna have to be fish after all this. Is it worth the trip?
Yep, looks like it.
Wow.
Despite the danger getting here, the catch makes the trip worthwhile. That said, it's mostly pickerel, and right now, Chris needs whitefish to keep his clients happy.
It's nice to see that there's a sign of fish, but it's not what I'm after. So, made a decision. Yesterday, we went and set a bunch of nets outside of Gimli. I tried to find a little spot where nobody was.
Despite the glut of fish up north, Chris is hedging his bets by setting a gang of nets closer to home.
Can't look out my window every day and see everybody out there and not know what the hell's going on. It really bugs me. And I just ask myself, what the hell's going on out there? I mean, if there's fish outside of Gimli and the fish drops off out here, then I look like I know what I'm doing.
By doubling down, Chris will now need equipment and crew in 2 locations to stay on track. It's a risky move in the middle of a tough season.
You can be a half a mile off or you can be 20 miles off. And 20 miles is as good as half a mile if you're not getting fish and you're not in the right spot. The fish is moving so fast. I've never seen it move so fast. Everything is changing quickly. It's gonna be 2 months, 2.5 months, and we're gonna have open water. It sounds like a long time, but not when you go from 3 feet of ice to 30-foot waves. It isn't. You say 2 months, but 2 months will be a blink of an eye.
On the next episode of Ice Vikings.
So this is probably the coldest morning we're gonna be going out.
Things aren't wanting to cooperate. That's what happens when it gets so cold.
God damn it.
I thought it was gonna be nice today. Cold.
It's minus cold out here.
It's just like a big brick.
This is what's stuck underneath.
Everything's just gonna take longer.
Minus 37. Well, I guess nobody wants to show up.
Can't wait all day.
There's a fire in here.
Oh no, it's.
That would have been nice to know before it left.
Jesus, Mike. These lines.
Out of gas. Gotta do the tippy.
I almost drove right into the concrete silo.